So I asked my followers on Instagram to give me your biggest pro wrestling hot take of 2025. It could be WWE, AEW related, just your personal big hot take that you believe. And some of the responses I got may be a little crazy among y'all, but we're going to dive into some of these responses and, I'm going to give my takes on them as well. I'll put the description below in the bio for this video for my Instagram, and also share right here the picture of my Instagram that you can find if you want to be part of videos like this for the future, because I will be doing more videos like this in 2025. Look out for my Instagram stories. I'm sure as I read these, some of you all will definitely be crashing out, but you know what? Other people's takes, other people's perspectives, and if you have one of your own, you can leave it in the comment section below of this video. And with that being said, of course, you got to make sure to subscribe, like, and share as well, as long as commenting on this video of more content you want to see like this, or of your personal hot take for wrestling in 2025, and also to be updated for more wrestling content related, including the No Name Wrestling Podcast, when we go live every single Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time Zone, right here on this platform. You don't want to miss it. Now, let's dive into the hot take. So this first one, if you ask me, isn't really too big of a hot take. I think it's just actual facts, in my personal opinion. Like, it's just undeniable, and anybody who denies it, if you ask me, it's just a flat-out hater. You sipping on the haterade too much. Get off the haterade and realize that Omos is him, the greatest of all time. Because this right here, Omos comes back to WWE and wins every belt in WWE. Just actual facts, only a matter of time. Belt collector Omos is on the way. He already got a title in Japan right now for Pro Wrestling Noah, part of Team 2000X. You think he not about to come back and take over? Come on, man. The greatest of all time for a reason, man. Listen, if you're not an Homo sapien, then you just not living life to the fullest. Next one, I feel like John Cena gonna have a good struggle story to get the 17th world title. I honestly 100% agree with this. I personally don't think John Cena is going to win the Royal Rumble. He is a favorite to win that match, and it wouldn't be crazy for him to win, especially with this retirement tour in 2025. However, I feel like eventually when John Cena gets a match for the world title and they put him in the world title picture, because he will get there, I feel like they're going to take stepping stones for it to happen, because he hasn't won a singles match since 2018. I think that's going to play a part of the story. I get he's a legend. We all get he's John Cena. He's one of the best of all time. Nobody can deny that. For some people, he even is the GOAT, and that's not crazy to say. But just because his legacy is big and his name is John Cena, storytelling matters. And based off of John Cena's presentation over the last couple years, he hasn't won much. He hasn't won anything, actually. So I think right now, he's past his prime. He's not Super Cena anymore, and people know that. I think they're going to try to build him up a little bit, give him some credible wins to give the Super Cena feel back for some people, and the nostalgia and everything clicking in for the people who are die-hard hardcore Cena fans and grew up on John Cena, his all-time favorite childhood hero and everything. I think they're going to slowly build him up, or try to build him up as that. It won't be to the fullest as it was, when he was at his peak, but I think they're going to try to build that back up, partially for this retirement tour to get him to face like a Gunther or Cody Rhodes, whoever the world champion is at that particular time frame. My deadline would be SummerSlam. SummerSlam's going to be 2 nights now from now on. I can see John Cena by that time having credible wins under his resume. He'll be really hot and over with the fans. I think people will start to get that feel of old John Cena back, where he goes after a world championship and people legitimately believe like he could actually beat a Gunther or a Cody Rhodes for the 17th world title. So I definitely agree with this. The Rock will turn on Roman at the Royal Rumble. Not crazy to say. I think Roman Reigns is a strong favorite to win the match. I even said that before he even declared for the Royal Rumble. After he went back to Ulafala, in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, the only logical thing next for him to do is to try to get back everything that he lost. And Cody Rhodes took everything from him last year at WrestleMania, so he just got to go after Cody and try to get the title back, and the Royal Rumble is that path. Honestly, the only way Roman probably loses this match if The Rock cost him this match, if I'm being honest, so this isn't crazy to say either, if you ask me. Austin Theory will turn face and become super over. He'll be in the main event scene. I don't see it, man. I mean, yes, him turning on Grayson Waller would be much needed, because I don't know why they teased that and then just dropped the storyline all of a sudden. Like, they had a perfect time to do it, then they dropped it, and now they're still stuck in this tag team. Like, they have no issues or beef anymore, and I don't know. Austin Theory should have been babyface by now, and I don't know if he'll be back in the main event scene, to be honest. Like, I just feel like they have other superstars on the roster right now they're focusing on to build up over Austin Theory. I don't think Austin Theory is one of the guys they have plans for as of right now, to be one of the focal points for a new fresh star in the main event scene that's a young upcoming talent, if I'm being honest. I just don't see it. Becky Lynch will beat Rhea for the title this year. Yeah, I don't know about that one, man. Like, I'm a huge Becky Lynch fan, huge Rhea Ripley fan as well, but I feel like Becky beating Rhea, the Becky Hogan allegations will definitely be strong again, that's for sure. But I feel like there's going to be better options for Rhea to drop the championship to somebody else to either help make a new star or to give somebody else a championship push that Becky doesn't really need right now. Like, Becky Lynch winning the championship wouldn't bother me because she's proven that she's one of the very few women that can excel when she has the world title. So, you know, she has really good booking behind her, too. So, I mean, Becky wouldn't be crazy, but I just, nah. Oh, Logan Paul will win Money in the Bank and cash in this year, too. Drew McIntyre winning the Royal Rumble. Two bold statements. So, Drew winning the Royal Rumble again? I don't see that. I'm not buying into that one right there. I mean, maybe, but I'm not seeing it. Logan Paul winning Money in the Bank would be insane. People would absolutely lose their mind. But you know what? To add on to that hot take, Logan Paul is going to be a world champion in WWE. At some point, it's going to happen, especially if that promo that he cut on Raw is true, where he said he's 100% dedicating himself to WWE now. He's all in. He's going to be doing this like more than he's ever done it before, and he's focusing just being a WWE superstar. It's only a matter of time before he becomes the world champion. Let's just be honest with ourselves here. He's already marketable and has a big, high-value name in WWE and outside of WWE through social media because of the brand that he's built up through social media over the years that he's been famous, right? And then his talent is undeniable. He's just really, really good, bro. Like, he's one of the people that, or one of those people that you really don't want to be good, but he just excels, and he's just very good, and you have no choice but to respect it, even if you don't like it. He's just very, very good. WWE, I think, knows they have a superstar in Logan Paul. It's really only a matter of time now when they decide to give him the push and make him world champion, because it's going to happen whether people want it to happen or not. John Cena winning the World Heavyweight title and getting 17th against Gunther. So John Cena beats Gunther. I don't know, man. It just depends on when they do it. If it happens at WrestleMania, to me, there's zero chance John Cena wins. I just don't see any scenario where he gets the world championship this early during his retirement tour. I don't know. I can't personally see it. If it happens by SummerSlam, there's a very, very strong possibility that honestly could happen. So it really would just depend on when this match happens throughout the year. John Cena wins the Rumble and beats Gunther at WrestleMania. Another one, man. A lot of people are really feeling this, you know. I don't know, man. Does it really make sense for John Cena? Putting all bias aside, whether you love John Cena or not, let's just have a real civilized conversation here. Does it really make sense for John Cena, a guy who hasn't won a singles match or a big match since 2018, to come back and win one of the hardest matches to win in WWE, a 30-man Royal Rumble, and then go on to WrestleMania and beat Gunther, who's arguably the best wrestler in the world for many people, after years and years of losing? Yes, we understand he's John Cena. He is a legend, arguably the GOAT. Like, John Cena is the only wrestler to have the privilege to get introduced by WWE as the greatest of all time coming down the aisle to the ring. We understand his impact. He's a legend. Mount Rushmore WWE superstar, if you ask me, my personal opinion. But from a storyline perspective, I just don't see how that makes sense. I'm sorry. I just don't see it, man. And John Cena is my all-time favorite, but I can separate the bias from being realistic sometimes. And I just don't see a scenario where it makes sense in my mind. I'm sorry. Okay, come on. AEW goes out of business. No, bro. AEW is not going anywhere. AEW is very good for business, whether you watch the product or not. You need competition like AEW and need alternatives like AEW. So no, please don't let AEW go out of business. Crazy comment right here. Ludwig Kaiser wins the IC Championship. Not too crazy where it's like out of left field, but I just don't know, man. It would depend on who the Intercontinental Champion is, because I definitely don't see him beating Braun Breaker. Jimmy Uso will win singles gold. I 100% would love to see that happen, man. I would love to see that happen for Jimmy Uso, man. He's getting big reactions too, not to the level of Jay, but his reactions are starting to increase in the babyface run for Jimmy. Honestly, they could really make two big superstars and two top babyfaces out of the Uso twin brothers, separated as singles competitors and as a tag team again. They have the opportunity to make that happen in 2025. Well, speaking of the other Uso brother right here, Jey Uso gonna win a world championship in 2025. I don't feel like his opportunity is cooked, but winning a world title this year, I just don't feel that. I don't see it. I think there are going to be other superstars. They're going to get the opportunity over Jey Uso that they already have bigger plans for. I just can't see it. Whoa, Obafemi will retire John Cena. Crazy bold statement right there, man. Now, I respect the ruler of NXT. Obafemi's one of my top 10 favorite superstars in WWE right now, might I add you. The current NXT champion. Put some respect on that man's name. He is up next, if you ask me. But to retire John Cena, that would be huge. That would be huge, but it really would just depend if he's on the roster by then, because Cena's going to have a retirement tour. He's not retiring until December. Obafemi, I could still see, honestly, being NXT champion by then. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Would it be crazy and would I hate it? No, I'm not going to lie to you. Don't dislike it. The chances of it really happening? Yeah, very slim to none. B-Fab will be women's champion in the next year, so maybe not technically this year, but in the next year, so maybe this year, 2026. I don't know. B-Fab is definitely improving. She's definitely putting in the work to get better in the ring and to prove that, she can be a WWE superstar and a professional wrestler. So I respect the work ethic, man. Shout out to B-Fab. She's doing her thing. She's grinding. I would like to see her get more TV time and, have more matches where she's able to show that she's gotten better and cook more. Maybe, for NXT, put her down there for a little bit, put on some matches with some of the NXT talent, just to kind of give her more exposure. Not saying she has to be taken away from the main roster totally, but just, she needs more right now. Like, I need to see her more on television before I can say she's going to be a women's champion. Gosh, you know what? I thought I read this wrong for a second, but then I had to reread it again. Gunther squashes Goldberg in his retirement match. It does seem like they're teasing Goldberg versus Gunther. I don't know when and where exactly. Am I against this match happening? No. I would much rather have Braun Breaker be the guy to retire Goldberg. I'm not going to lie. I think Braun Breaker would be a bigger fit, and I think he would just be the better overall person. But Gunther squashing Goldberg, honestly, would only push Gunther's legacy even further. It'd be really good for him, so, Roman will win his title back. I mean, Roman is a very strong favorite to win the Royal Rumble, in my personal opinion. Him winning back the championship, not saying that it should happen, because I don't think he should be the one to beat Cody Rhodes for the championship, personally, to me, but could I see it happening? I mean, he's Roman Reigns at this stage. You can never not, well, yeah, after really thinking about it, I was going to second guess myself, but you know what, nah. At this stage in Roman's career, he's always going to be a strong contender to be champion, honestly. Oh, no. This does not need to happen. No disrespect to Liv Morgan. I think last year in 2024 was the best year of her career. She definitely improved and evolved so much, so I got to give her respect. However, winning the Royal Rumble, nah. Yeah, you got to miss me with that one. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling that one. That's something that doesn't need to happen. Number one, if she wins, there's only two people she can go after. Don't see her going after the NXT title. That's why I only said two. We don't need to see her versus Rhea Ripley again. That feud's over with. They did that for so long. And then her to go face Tiffany Stratton. There's just better opponents for Tiffany Stratton to line up with that WrestleMania. Honestly, that would be bigger matches, and that would have better matches with Tiffany Stratton, like Tiffany versus Charlotte Flair, Tiffany versus Bianca Belair. I would much rather take those options over Liv Morgan winning the Royal Rumble. I'm sorry. You know what? Why not at this stage? Honestly, let's see what Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins can do as singles competitors. I know a lot of people have been wanting Montez Ford to get a singles push anyway, and Angelo Dawkins, to me, might be the most underrated and most overlooked, disrespected guy on the main roster. Angelo Dawkins is just as good as Montez Ford, if you ask me. That might be a hot take for some people, but Angelo Dawkins needs more respect. Montez Ford is the more popular guy in the group. I understand that. I think more people will see the it factor in Montez Ford. It's not crazy to say, but let's not discredit Angelo Dawkins. Angelo Dawkins is a dog. He is a dog. He is very good, and my concern would be that Angelo Dawkins would get lost in the shuffle. Montez Ford will go on to have, a nice career while Angelo is just lost in WWE somewhere sitting backstage and catering. I don't want to see that happen for him because he's way too talented for that. So, but at this stage, the Street Profits, the only good thing for them left to do is have a heel run as tag team champions. Cena grabs 17 but loses it to Punk at SummerSlam. Interesting. I haven't thought about that scenario. That would give us Cena vs. Punk one last time, which is something we need. Punk gets to be the world champion again, which he is at some point, I believe. Get another Cena and Punk classic, possibly, which is something that we need, if you ask me, especially during this retirement tour. I don't hate it. You know what? If this happens, I don't hate it, but I don't see it happening. So, yeah. John Cena will lose his last match / passing the torch over to Braun Breaker. Woof, 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 woof. Had to do the bark, man. Had to do the bark. Wouldn't hate this at all. You know, I think Cena's already even passed the torch, though. I think Roman Reigns had the torch after Cena passed it to him. Now Roman has given it to Cody. Cody now has the torch because Cody's the guy now. Braun Breaker's up next, though. I think Braun Breaker definitely has the it factor, and he's the next guy that I literally could see being the face of the WWE. So for Breaker to retire Cena would only propel him up even further. And if he retires John Cena at the end of the year, honestly, give him the Royal Rumble win at that point, bro. There's nothing that's going to be able to stop him for his momentum to only go up even further. You got to capitalize on that if he ends John Cena's career. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry will enter the Royal Rumble, and I believe that. That's kind of been a rumor since last year during Joe Hendry's popularity peak, but that's kind of died down a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. It's really died down a lot. So maybe he does join the Rumble, but I don't know if the pop would be as big as it was, you know, a couple of months ago. The only way this match will happen is like on WWE 2K, if I'm going to be honest. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but I'm just going to assume maybe you don't know the history now that Triple H has some heart issues. A couple years ago, like 2022, I think it was, Triple H was like damn near on his deathbed. Like, he almost died because his heart was given out on him, and they were able to save his life, and they put a defibrillator in his chest. If you don't know what a defibrillator is, it's like that big thing that sticks out of your chest, and it like gives electric shocks to your heart to keep your heart from going into like cardiac arrest, where your heart doesn't skip beats or doesn't slow down. Like, it keeps your heart going, you know, so you can stay alive, basically. And yeah, Triple H will never take another bump again. He will never wrestle again. I don't see how he could, that he has a defibrillator in his chest. Yeah, there's no scenario where I see this match happening. Last but certainly not least, AJ Styles will leave WWE and go to AEW. So I don't know his contract stats, but I would say no to this. I think AJ's going to retire in WWE. AJ's 47. He'll be, 48 this year, later this year at some point. Don't know his exact birthday, but and he's coming off an injury right now, which I've seen a couple of posts that he said on Twitter about, like, it's very challenging to overcome this injury. It seems pretty hard, taking a toll on him. So if it's legit, I also heard maybe it could be part of a storyline, but, you know, not everything has to be a part of a storyline. Wrestling related, there are some real life things that do happen. So I'm going to say this is a legit injury, and don't know when the timeline for him to return is at some point, but him to leave WWE and go to AEW, I think he's very happy in WWE. I think he retires in WWE. I just don't see this, no. I just don't see it. So what's your takes? What do you guys think about these hot takes that I read? Some of these might not even be hot takes. I get it, I know. But let me know your thoughts and what you guys felt. Some ones were kind of crazy, some ones that were very accurate that you agree with. You know, if you want to see more stuff like this as well, let me know in the comment section below. I will definitely be doing more videos like this related, not even strictly just about this topic in general, but, you know, just be on the lookout for my Instagram story. You'll see. If you're not following my Instagram, you got to be checking it out. Thank you all for watching. If you want to see more wrestling content right here on this channel, you can click the video right here. If you want to see the No Name Wrestling Podcast and check out every episode, well, you're in luck because you can click the playlist right here to check out all episodes.